Okay. Hi, everyone. This is just a brief description of the assignment for the New Discoveries Journal article. Okay. I just thought maybe it'd be helpful just to give you guys a short video um, just to highlight a few things. Okay. So first things first, I'm going to share my screen and just show you the assignment. Okay. So that's not the assignment. Okay. So the assignment that is due, right? Monday, November 2nd is to do the following here, right? So you're going to upload the full PDF, not the citation, the full PDF of the article. Okay. You'll be describing in your new discovery section of your poster, right? The article has to be from 2015 or later, and it must be an original research article. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that and just elaborate a little bit more on the original research article part. Okay. And then also you just need a Word document, okay, which has a description of the purpose and the hypothesis of this study. So meaning, why did they do the study or the set of experiments that they're talking about? And what did they expect to find? Okay, so the purpose is really kind of why, and then the hypothesis is just what did they expect to find? Okay, and then you're also going to outline the experimental setup, right? So how did they do the study, right? What groups did they have? How did they do the study? It can be an animal study, it can be a clinical study, but you're just basically going to describe the experiments or the study there. Okay. So the first part is a description of the purpose. Why did they do the study? What did they expect to find? And then how did they do the study, right? What was their experimental setup? Then you will have a detailed description of some of the results. Okay, so now what did they find when they did these experiments? And that is in the results section of the paper. And I'm going to, again, I'll give you an example and I show you what I mean. So for this, you may just choose one figure from the paper that you explain. That's fine. If the figures are simple and you feel like you need to do two, then you do two. Okay, so in this case, either just refer specifically to what figure you're describing and then just describe it. Okay, so like this Word document doesn't need to be like a full essay or whatever. You can just kind of outline it out. Number one, description of the study or whatever, purpose, right? Write what the purpose is. And then underneath that, hypothesis or expectations, then experimental design. And then the next part is results, right? Explain the results. Okay. So probably good to give a little bit of kind of an overview or description of the main results that were found, right? And then specifically, you're going to go over one of those figures that are presented, right? So you're really going to tell us about the data specifically from one figure. Now, that one figure that you do may not represent everything, and that's fine. Okay. All right. So again, that's your assignment. Now, what I want you to do before you actually do this assignment in detail is to go to the top of our course here where it says class discussion forum. It may say question and answer forum. I forget if I changed the name. And basically, you're going to respond to my post. Okay. So every student should respond to this post before doing the assignment. Okay, so that I can make sure that the article you're going to read and go through that whole analysis of is appropriate. Okay, if I didn't respond to your post and you're not sure if your article's okay, then send me an email. But I'm going to do my best to respond to these posts, as soon as they can. Or I may just respond if there's an issue, right? So I may just kind of give you a short response. Yeah, this is all good. I'm not going to give lengthy responses. Okay. I just want to, again, just a quick check to make sure that the paper that you're choosing is okay. Okay. And then you can go on and do the assignment. All right. So like I said, that was the assignment that I just showed you. Here is what you're doing first. You're going to post this. And again, this gives everyone in the class a chance to see what types of articles other people are choosing. Okay. That's one of the other main reasons I'm doing this. Okay. Not only to check, but also so that everyone can learn from each other. Okay, so everyone must do this. This is essentially part of the assignment as well. Okay, so it's to do this post and then to do the actual assignment. All right, and again, just quickly in terms of the actual articles, okay? So one, to find the articles, we should be using PubMed, okay? Right? PubMed, I mean, honestly, if you just put in PubMed, let me, 1 second, I don't know why this is doing this. I don't know if it's showing you that or not on my screen. So, right, so I just put in PubMed and it comes up essentially, okay? So this is what you should see. Then you put your topic in here. You should only be searching for the articles through PubMed. Do not just use Google, because that is not going to only find you peer-reviewed articles. Everything in PubMed is peer-reviewed, meaning other scientists, other doctors read someone's work before it's published, okay? So you must use PubMed to find that. Now, remember, there are, you can restrict things and just look in nursing journals, whatever. There's filters that you can use. Okay. And I've showed you that before. So anyway, I'm going to put in a topic because this is what my article is related to. And I'm not going to go through the whole article. I just want to point out a few things here. All right. So I'm putting in antidepressants and neurogenesis. So specifically, like if your disease that you were talking about is depression, an article like this will work. Okay. Now this is going to be an older article that I pull. You can see there's some newer ones here, right? This is from 2017, from 2018. And all of these are original research articles. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to show you my example. So we need to make sure that they're not reviews. So actually, if you look here, I have review clicked. So I need to get rid of that. Okay. So make sure your filters, you don't have review clicked. For this, we do not want a review. We want an original research article. Okay. And again, if you want to click this only gives you access to those articles that are free. Okay. Probably a good idea. You probably can find enough things that are free here. Okay. So now let me show you what I mean by original research article. And I wrote a little bit about that in the post on the forum. Okay, to say, how can you tell that it's an original research article? Okay, so anyway, this is basically my paper, I believe. It's older. Like I said, I'm just going to use it just because I think it's easy. It's kind of short and easy to just display what I need to display. This wouldn't work, right? Because it's from 2003. Okay. All right. So real quick, let me just show you my paper and some of the ways that you can tell that it's an original research article. Okay. So one, this is in Science. It says research article. A lot of times it's not going to say that. Okay. But research articles. I guess this isn't a good example. Let me pull a different one, because in the, so this actually maybe is a kind of a good example. In the post, I say an original research article will have an introduction, a method section, a result section, and a discussion / conclusion. Now, some articles are not formatted in that exact way. And actually, this is an example of one of those. Okay, so it's a science article. It's not exactly formatted in that way. So let me show you one that is. But this is a research article. Again, it tells you it's a research article. Okay, meaning these authors here, right, these scientists conducted a study, right, to look at neurogenesis, which is the formation of new neurons in the brain, and how that's affected by antidepressants. Okay, there's a lot more to it, but regardless. So if you see a very detailed title, okay, it's probably a good indication that this is an original research article. Okay, so again, these authors are writing about a study that they did, right? A set of experiments that they did, right? And they are introducing the topic. They're then telling you how they did the experiment, and they're presenting data. Okay, so in the results, you're going to see figures like this, right? Graphs, maybe tables. It depends on what, maybe pictures, right? It depends on what your article is presenting. Okay, so when I say present a figure, I mean take, figure 3, okay, and write about that. You're going to, and that's what would be included on your poster. Okay, and remember, I showed you this as well, and it is archived in one of our class meetings where I showed you it on the poster, right? So let me just pull up one other example where I show you the introduction, methods, and discussion. But bottom line is, if you see a paper, again, that the authors are talking about an experiment that they did and presenting their data from that specific set of experiments, that is an original research article. If it's an author that's basically giving you an overview of all these different studies that other people did, that is not an original research article. That is a review article. Now, in the beginning of an original research article, they will talk about some other work that other people did, right? Just to introduce the topic and say, hey, here's what's been found before. Now here's what we're going to do, okay? But a review article does that the whole time. All right, so let me just, one more thing. So if I pull up one of these other articles, let's see if this is so this first one here. Depression and adult neurogenesis, positive effects of the antidepressant fluoxetine and of physical exercise. Yeah, okay, anyway. We're gonna pull this one up, okay? So let's just see if this is formatted in the way that I sort of suggested. And like I said, it's not always going to be formatted that way. And this one is. Okay, so again, an example of a original research article. Another way that you can kind of tell this where it says author manuscript, okay? Okay, introduction, right? Talks about depression, okay? Talks about these specific signaling molecules. Next, materials and methods, right? Going to tell you about the materials and the methods that they used, okay? Next section, this is all materials and methods, all different methods. And again, maybe there's some things you're not going to understand. It's okay. Results. Here's where they tell you about what they found, what data they got from their experiments, okay? And in that results section, there will be figures, okay? Now, sometimes the figures are separate from the text, okay? It depends on how the article is formatted. And then discussion. What do their results mean? Okay, so if you see an article formatted in this way, it means it's an original research article. Now, I did show you the example where, that science article is actually not formatted in this way. So sometimes they're not, but if you want to be sure, just look for one that's formatted in this way. So again, if you go now and look at the figures, what am I referring to, right? You will find that sometimes an article is formatted this way where the figures are sort of separate, okay? Just so you know. Here's a figure, right? This is actually one figure, figure one, and it has all these different panels in it, okay? If you have a complex figure like this, maybe you don't have to explain every single thing in there. But if you were going to choose this figure, you're going to describe, when you do your poster presentation, and for the assignment, what is this showing here? What is this graph showing? What is this picture showing? That's all I want you to do, right? Tell us what this figure is showing and how that represents the results that they found. Okay. All right. I am going to stop there. Like I said, you have to first put up, just to remind you, oh, what happened here, right? We want to respond to my post in the class discussion forum, post a link of your journal article, 1 to 2 sentences, right? Just to introduce the topic of the article and confirm that it's an original research article, okay? And again, I give you some clues here. I also just went through them there, all right? Then you can move on and do your assignment. Like I said, I may not necessarily respond to every single one of these, okay? I'm just being realistic here. I am going to do my best to look at them. If I see a major problem, I will respond or I will email you to say, hey, this isn't going to work, okay? But otherwise, if you don't really hear a response from me, you're fine to move on. So this is, again, a way of sharing all of this stuff with the rest of the class. So we all kind of know what people are doing and we can learn from one another, okay? And also a check for me to make sure that we're okay, okay? If you go to do this part and you're not sure, send me an email and ask me, okay, guys? All right. And then again, remember, after that, you're going to go and you're going to submit the assignment for the new Discoveries Journal article, okay? This is the actual assignment, okay? But like I said, the post is also part of it. All right, so actually I'll probably edit the assignment just to make it clear that the post is part of this. And so that, if you don't make that post, I will take off points for this assignment. All right. So let me stop recording. Oh, shoot. Did I stop my share? Oh my goodness. All right. So sorry. I was just referring back to, I think I stopped the share for a second, but that doesn't really matter. Referring back to the class discussion forum, make sure you respond to my post, right? That's part 1. And then go and complete the assignment. Okay. And like I said, I will edit the description of the assignment to make sure you understand that making the post is part of it.